Good morning. This is Norma Cowie with a Sunday Thought. The last couple of days, I've actually I've seen on TikTok, I've read an article that really upset me, and I had to ponder it. And I debated whether to talk about it this morning or not, but I decided I would. The first thing I had read was that there are see, I've been practicing this word because I have trouble with longer words. Algorithms, there we go, algorithms that can tell you more about yourself than feelings can. It was a total article against feeling. It was that whole new approach that feelings are not important. Now, I come from the belief system over the years that I've studied personal growth, spiritual understanding, connection, that this is an emotional planet, that we need to understand our emotions, our feelings. Feelings to me is how the body talks to us, number one. Number two, emotions are where we don't know to deal with them. What I teach is you name your feelings. I found that when I named my feeling, whatever it was, the feeling would subside. It was as though the body heard. And then I watched this TikTok, I think it was on Facebook, I'm not sure. I was one thing had led me there, where they are planning these nurseries, which are totally like incubators, and for babies, so the mothers don't have to carry them. They create the inception, they create them, and they're all looked after by robots. Now, this could be in the future. I don't know. They made it sound like this was already beginning to happen. And but still, it was this whole thing. Now, I work with people, and we go back into those time places. I do other life regressions for people, and it's like I know feelings are really, really important to who we are as humans on this planet. Maybe not on other planets, because I have found that feelings aren't on every planet. It is unique in lots of ways to this planet. And one of the elements that I have found, that when a baby is growing in the mother's womb, it is going to sometimes create their own personal programs, which they act out in their lives. But that's why we have techniques to go in and change those, complete those, have people understand them. And yes, I can see where an algorithm can tell you, oh, you're this, that, or the other, but does it really explain how come you made that decision? What I discovered, and people who have listened to me on Norma Talks know I say this quite often, is that you, excuse me, I've had a frog in my throat again this morning, early mornings, doesn't like it. So now, well, losing my train of thought, and I apologize for that. I've been really working and thinking about that this morning, but it's like when I go back very often, when we're tracing a behavior, when we're tracing a belief system, we can go back to the womb where decisions are made. Now, what I was saying, now I've got my train of thought back, is that when from the time, and I find it's mostly from 2.5 months as an embryo, when we experience a feeling, which is often the mother's feeling, but we relate to it as a soul, we will reach back and we will remake the decision the last time we experienced it. Now, the last time we experienced it would be another lifetime. And that's why we pull in other lifetimes. That's why we are consistently growing as people. This is why we work to become as free from our personal programming as we can, not to have it explained, but to be able to totally 100% understand it. And that is from the feelings. You know, I'm kind of, in a way, when I see what's being projected as to the future of humanity, I'm kind of glad I'm in my end of this life. Maybe I'm back again in another lifetime, because I've just been, there's been so much happening in the last week for me. I watched a series on Netflix called OA, and it's actually The Little Ladies and then OA. And it has a lot to do about lifetimes and how groups move together and create the same kind of, you might say, programming, the same kind of environment. And It's quite, I honestly, I basically just watch for 2 days. Well, not all day, but part of the day, some 2 days, because it was so much fitting with a lot of the work that I do and understanding the work that I do and I've seen in my life. And I just can't imagine a life here on earth without feelings. This is a love planet as far as I'm concerned. It generates love. The planet is alive. And it's as though there's a group of people that don't have feelings. I know there are names for people that have that, but I won't bother with that. I'm just saying there are people that don't seem to relate to feelings. They're all in their head. Now, there are many, many planets out there in the cosmos that are like that. That's where they should be as far as I'm concerned. This is a feeling planet. And yes, sometimes feelings ran rampant. Some people don't like feeling this way they feel, but that's part of our growth. That's part of the element of who we are and where we're heading and where we're going. I think that we need to be aware and not be so judgmental around how we feel, but to accept the feeling that it is telling us something. And believe me, you would have created these programs that you create in your life based on other time periods. They don't just come in this lifetime out of nowhere. We're a product, often, if many of us are products of many, many lifetimes. And then we've got people that are fairly new here on earth trying to find their way. But there again, what do they bring with them? Excuse me again. Where do they bring them? Where they're coming from? Sometimes when I'm looking, excuse me, I've been battling this for nearly an hour to have it be right for you, and it hasn't worked. I just seem to have a little piece of phlegm at the back of my throat that doesn't want to totally come up. There, a bit clearer now. Apologize for all that, but this is live. So, you got to, when you're live, you're live. So I just want you to be aware your feelings are important. That if you can name them, that you'll learn more. That we're more. And then I'm going to probably talk more about this on Wednesday, in my Wednesday talk, because I am about people's souls, the soul that is infinite, that we have many lifetimes here. We may have a couple of lifetimes here, but there's a whole universe with many different kinds of planets, many different kinds of experiences. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to see a lot of that in my soul readings, the journey of the soul readings. And I just really get it up. I get upset actually when people start saying feelings are not important, or that, we can just create these things in a non-feeling environment. What are we creating? Robots? We're not robots. We're feeling people with great propensity to love, to be compassionate, to be understanding, and have humility for our fellow man. And that's my time today. I have one more little thing I want to say. I've been getting a number of emails or texts saying that people can't always be on my mental mind treatment on Monday nights at 7. If you email me what you want treated for, I can add that to the program, which begins at 7 o'clock on Mondays. And then you can re-listen, because a lot of people are listening and finding helpful. But it's always nice to have your own issue that you would like to have a mental mind treatment for experience. So I'm just letting people know. You can go to my website, normacowie.com, contact me that way. Those that are on my subscription list can get them from my newsletter. My other email is in there. So anyway, have a nice day being a human. Please enjoy your humanness. Okay? Bye.